Welcome back to In the Gig. Time now to head across the ditch and welcome in Mick Guerin from New Zealand. Mick, great to have your company on the show this evening. First question to you is, copy that was excellent winning at Alexandra Park last Thursday. I guess the question is now, who drives the horse in the New Zealand Cup, for which now he is second favourite?
Yeah, nice to be joining you, Anthony. Big hi to everybody around Australia. Hope our friends, particularly in Victoria, are staying well. Very good question, and I've got the answer, and the In the Gig viewers are going to be the first people to hear it. It hasn't been published anywhere. Owner Merv Butterworth, Victorian-based owner, has confirmed to In the Gig today that Hard Copy, who we see winning here at Alexandra Park last week in the green colours, in second spot, will be driven at the New Zealand Cup by Blair Orange. Now, Merv has said the attitude to the horse is this. In the North Island, which is where this race is, at Auckland, Maurice McKendry will be the driver. That's Maurice driving the horse there. When the horse heads to the South Island, Anthony, Blair Orange is the driver, and that means for the New Zealand Cup and the New Zealand Free-for-All. Now, I spoke to Blair Orange about this today. He has confirmed he will accept that offer of the drive for Copy That ahead of driving Krug Bromack, who's currently in Victoria with Amanda Gree, but is likely to head back to defend his Cup title. Of course, Blair drove Krug Bromack to win the New Zealand Cup last year. He's confirmed for us on In the Gig that he will drive the now New Zealand Cup second favourite in Copy That.
That's a great scoop there, Mick, and of course surprising considering the fact that it was Blair's first New Zealand Cup last year with Krug Bromack. He's now going to jump ship with the new kid on the block, Copy That, but could you blame him on what he's been doing to date? Speaking of new kids on the block, now 3, but of course Krug has been so super impressive in his short career to date. He took down It's All About Faith last week at Addington, so that head-to-head battle looks as though Krug is on top for the time being. Where do they head to next? Is it that 2-year-old size stakes that we discussed a couple of weeks ago on the show?
It is, Brittany, and obviously Blair Orange also gets to drive Krug, so he's on 2 of the more exciting horses in New Zealand. Interesting race last week, massive market move for It's All About Faith because he had barrier 3, but what we don't see here is Krug crossed him off the gate. It's All About Faith, who's outside Krug leading, got a little bit rank, and I spoke to Blair today. She said, I saw that and thought, oh no, I'm going to roll the dice. So he blasted to the lead. I think most people think Krug is the better horse, and once he led, his $2.70 fixed odds looked about $1.30. Interesting question here, though, is they're heading to the Sire Stakes, you asked, September 18. One word of warning for punters. It's 1,700 metres. Now, 1,700 metres at Alexandra Park is by no means a race Krug is certain to win. He's a 1/3 chance of drawing the second line, and It's All About Faith has tended to be good off the gate. So while I think Krug is the best horse, I wouldn't be getting carried away about backing him at the short odds $1.70 for the Sires Stakes on September 18th, because 1,700 metres around Alexandra Park could be a vastly different animal.
Mick, I can't wait to see Self Assured Friday night.
Yeah, he goes back to Addington over 2,600 metres from the standing start, Gareth. And I think like a lot of states in Australia and the islands in New Zealand, one horse is tending to dominate, whether it's Chicago Bull or we have the 2 in Victoria and 2 in New South Wales. This is Self Assured. He's the one dominating the South Island. So he's coming from last year after missing away to storm to a pretty emphatic victory. This has him as a $2.10 favourite for the New Zealand Cup. On this, you couldn't really back anything in this race to beat him. But there's a couple of newcomers. AG's White Sox, who was so good last season, particularly during the Inter-Dominions and then in Australia, is going to be in the race this week over the 26 standing start, as is a newcomer from the deep south called Spirit of St. Louis. So there's enough moving parts there to make it interesting in the Morris Holmes Vase, the next step on the way to the New Zealand Cup. But very similar to the States and Australia, guys, we're finding most of our good horses are staying away from each other, and hopefully they'll all come together at the same time. The other news of note out of Alexandra Park last week was that Wainui Creek was having her last start in New Zealand. She'll head to WA, join the Bond stable and be set for the mares races there, where one would suggest, if she acclimatises, she'll do a pretty good job.
Okay, Mick, we'll leave it there. Thank you for that. Lots to look forward to over in New Zealand. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll chat again soon here on In the Gig. We're off to another break, and on the other side, our favourite segment, Not All Heroes Wear Capes.